In today's video, I'll show you 5 simple ways to say no in a clear and elegant way. Hi there, it's Otaosese, and welcome to my web series. Now, lots of people don't know how to say no, and I used to be one of them. I always found it easier to say yes than to say no. Most of the time, I said yes because I felt bad saying no and ended up feeling horrible for saying yes. To me, saying no sounded hostile, like I was rejecting the other person. I often felt like the bad girl for saying no, like I was letting the other person down, and I would feel so guilty. You may have had people get angry with you for saying no. I know you may feel guilty when you say no because you really want to help others, but too much of saying yes will make you unhappy and ineffective. Remember, when you need to say no, there's really nothing wrong with it. It will help minimize your stress levels and give you time for what's really important. Now, there are lots of ways you can say no with less pressure and guilt, and here are 5 simple ways to do so. Way number 1, avoid saying yes right away. This is more of a negotiating tactic. If you find it difficult to say the word no on the spot, delaying can be a very effective way for you to withdraw yourself from the situation so that later you can offer a more articulate no. This can be challenging and can at first make you feel bad, but remember that caring for yourself helps ensure that you have the ability to be there for others. If someone asks you to do something, especially if there is some kind of time or social pressure involved, avoid automatically saying yes or suggesting it. So let's say a friend asks you if you're free for lunch next week. Now, if you have trouble saying no, instead of committing immediately, you could say, "Can I get back to you on this? Let me see what my schedule looks like for next week." This will give you time to actually determine whether or not you can fit that event into your program, and then you can get back to the person later. When you've got a chance to think about your response, if you wish to, give a brief explanation, but don't falter or back down if you need to say no. Look, it's practically impossible to make everybody happy, and trying to do so is a formula for stress and confusion. Way number 2, just say no. And the less said, the better. Although saying yes is easy, it also comes at a price. It gives the other person an opportunity to load stuff on you without considering how inconveniencing that could be for you. And although no can be a difficult word to say, it's the only option we have to create more time for ourselves. So don't beat around the bush or make feeble excuses or be indecisive. And in this case, don't hesitate or delay either. Similar to what I mentioned earlier, it's naive to assume that we can do everything that's tossed our way. If you feel you need to give a brief explanation, but it's not necessary. Now, typically, these requests come with good intentions, but when you say yes, it's up to you to determine what the cost would really be. Remember, when you say yes to something or someone, you're taking time and energy from something or someone else. Way number 3, be confident but gracious. For example, if someone asks you for your help and you know you will be unable to extend that help, an assertive and graceful response could be, "I appreciate you for asking me for help, but right now I'm stretched too thin to fully commit to providing you with quality help." Or you could say, "I'm sorry, I can't do it right now, but I'm going to let you know if and when I can." With this response, you take charge of telling the person that you're going to let them know when and if you can. This strategy is pleasant, and by shifting the dynamic, puts you in a position of self-control. There's nothing wrong with being confident as long as you're not being malicious or spiteful. Certainly, being assertive helps. If you find it hard to be confident and say no to the requests of others, consider it to be a valuable skill to learn, regardless of the names you may be called. Way number 4, understand people's manipulative methods. Manipulation is a deceptive technique used by people to achieve their own purposes. From dysfunctional relationships to promotional ads and partisan politics, Most of us have to deal with manipulation on a daily basis. One thing about manipulative people is that they know how to recognize your flaws, use them against you, and persuade you to do something that suits their own interests. The truth is, these people don't care about you. They just care about their own interests and want to control you. So say no in a relaxed and diplomatic way when it comes to manipulative people. Learn how to simply say no and take back control of yourself. And you don't have to give a reason for saying no. In fact, giving a reason simply provides the person with details they can use to get around your boundaries and make you say yes. The manipulative person will get upset at first and then try persistently to persuade you otherwise. Just keep saying no, no matter how hard they pressure you. Way number 5, set clear boundaries. To set boundaries that you're happy with, start saying fewer yeses. And look out for signs when saying yes could be wrong. Signs like strained muscles, chest pain, lack of energy, and a lumpy throat. You can prepare a template response to give in situations where you are asked for help so that you avoid the natural knee-jerk tendency to say yes. Doing so will help you maintain healthy boundaries and relationships with yourself and others, and will also allow you to be more mindful and committed to the things you say yes to. So when you're asked to do or contribute to something, ask yourself this: by the time this specific event or assignment comes around, will I feel sadness or regret? And if you know you want and need to say no, but don't know how, try out some of my previous suggestions to see which ones work best for you. Although the word no is often seen in a negative light, it has an intangible and powerful positive force driving it. Saying no does not mean you're self-centered, rude, or cowardly. When it comes to setting clear boundaries, saying no means you're exercising your willpower and that you love and respect yourself. So these guidelines are just to get you started. Saying no does not have to mean using the word no. There's one important thing you must come to terms with, and that is the fact that in the short run, saying no will make you less liked. Make sure that you're clear when you say no. For the other person, this can be better and less frustrating than a fuzzy or non-committal yes. And that's what I have for you for today. I hope you found it useful, and thanks so much for listening so far. Now, if you have other ways to say no that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it with your friends and loved ones. And if you want more insights and ideas from me, as well as some really good strategies, head over to Otaosese.com and sign up for email updates from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.